Hey guys, it's me Charlie. On this video today I want to show you how to do some clippings, and what I have here is an African violet. This is a beautiful rich pink colored African violet, and as you can see it's very full. And what I do is I take a leaf that looks kind of odd and sticking out like this one, and from back here, I go ahead and snip that with my fingernail, or if you get a pair of clean scissors, you can go ahead and snip that off. And you want to just clean off the base here, like this one here is another one. This one over here that's a little floppy, you want to do the same thing. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do, that one is really floppy. See how it's long right there and how it's sticking out at the edge of the pot? I'm just going to press it against the pot. You heard that snap? It's nice and juicy. And there you go. You got a little leaf there. Now this leaf here is a little bit flimsy. It may not even make it. It's just not very happy. So this might be a little bit of a waste. I might just compost this, but it's still firm right here. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to my little collection here. I'll show you guys about these here next. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and clip this one off. Now this one, it's got some short leaves. Use my fingernail. There you go. This one's healthy. Look at that. And see, it's got a good stem. The roots are all going to grow from here. So I'll show you guys that on my next video. I think there's one more. One more right here. Snap. Oops, without knocking your plant over. And there's your fresh cutting. And now I got a bunch of them. And this is the mother plant. It's pink, and underneath the leaves are purple. The ones that are green are still growing, and it's really healthy. You want to just water these plants like once a week, so maybe put yourself on a schedule. If it's winter time, maybe about every weekend you want to go ahead and just give it a quick drain. And I recommend grabbing a simple little bowl, maybe something like this. Get a bowl. I use fish tank water because it's got good bacteria in it. Put your plant inside the bowl. Add just enough water to go to maybe about a ½ inch up, and just let it sit here and soak up the water. You don't want to add any water to the leaves here because the plants don't really like that unless they were in the wild, but in the wild it's a little bit different. And these are kind of, in the wild, they're actually kind of shoved in tree branches or bases where they're not getting a huge amount of water dripped onto them. That's where they mainly grow, and that's why the leaves always look really good, because these leaves are actually furry. They don't really like water, so you don't want to spray this with water. It actually does not like that. It'll start to rot, and you don't want to overwater it either. Here's one that looks ugly. See how terrible that looks? That may not even grow. Oops. I'm just going to compost that. And then I water mine every weekend. So every Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, whichever day I choose, I water the plant by filling the water here with fish tank water. I let it soak it up. A ½ hour later, or whenever I come back, I take it out and I put it back where it was at. So if it's in a favorite spot, don't move your plants too much, because if your plants love where they're at and they're doing really good, and all of a sudden you move them somewhere else and they start to die off, because it wasn't happy there. It didn't like the lighting. So if you do want to do that, maybe have a couple of clippings like this and start a whole bunch of babies, and then experiment, see what areas of your house it doesn't mind growing, and then you can rotate those areas. So what else? African violet food. You actually have some food that you could give them. You want to put it in the water again and do the same method, and that way it'll stimulate flowers. So I'm not a professional or a pro at this. I've just raised a lot of plants, and even aquarium plants, and I know what to do, but I don't know all the little details about it. So if you guys have any questions or comments, definitely leave comments about what you think, what your experience is, and what tips you might have. Let's see if I can move this. That way you can tell other people your experience. So I will show you a video of the clippings next. Hey guys, it's me Charlie. I just wanted to share with you guys some plant clippings, and what I have here is an African violet leaves, and I have about, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 of them. What I did is I went to a friend's house, and she had a whole bunch of different color of African violets, and I asked if I can get some of her clippings. Some of the leaves were looking really good, and then they started to kind of look terrible. So as you can see, once a plant starts losing the look of its leaf, you're not going to regenerate that leaf, but hopefully because it has roots now, these are clippings, I'll have some new babies growing from the base here. So what you do is you go to a friend's house and you ask if you can have a leaf and try to clip off a good amount of stem, and then go ahead and put this immediately in some, I would say, fish tank water. So here I got a shot glass, a large shot glass, and then here's my fish tank. And go ahead and add some water without catching any fishies. And then you go ahead and place your leaves in here, and then after about 2.5 weeks you'll start to have a little tiny bit of roots. You can see here that there's actually some little tiny flowers, little babies growing. So these guys will have to be transferred into a soil. Here's some more leaves because they're beginning to grow the leaves. The roots are growing too quickly. So, and then any of the decaying part, you just want to take that off. You know, it's just going to rot and make the water stinky. So I just wanted to share with you guys these little clippings that I got. And then I have another video that I'm going to show you next on a couple of plants that I found at Home Depot. And if you guys are interested in seeing what they look like, I'll go ahead and show you the plants as they're growing. And then maybe in the future I'll show you what the flowers look like, because I got a pink one, purple one, a blue one, and I think a white one. And then I got a dark pink one. I actually have a mother plant too. Alright, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, it's me, Charlie. I just wanted to share something with you guys. I went to Home Depot about maybe a week and a half ago, and I noticed that this little plant right here, it was actually a piece of a top of a plant that actually broke off. And what I did is I just went and grabbed it because I didn't think anybody that worked there would even care for the plants when it has broken pieces, and it may fall to the ground and they're just going to pick it up and throw it in the garbage anyways. So what I did is I grabbed this little guy and I put it in a little shot glass, and then I walked over to the plant section that did have some plants that I liked, which is this one here, and this is called a spider plant, and this is the one that has the white and the green, and they also come in solid green as well. This one, there was a whole bunch on the plant, so I went and snipped it off. And then there was another one, this little guy here. Now this one here, the flowers were so cool. They kind of look like one of those, you know, when you have a baby bottle and you go to clean the inside of the bottle and it has that little sponge, little scraper. Well, it looked like that, but it was red. So it had these red, about this tall, which are about 2.5 inches long, of these little red bristle things sticking out of the plants. And I thought that was so cool, and it actually looks kind of like a spider plant, but it drapes its little flowers. So I snip a teeny piece off, and now I have roots growing on there, which I don't know if you guys can see that. So there's little roots on there. There we go. See that little tiny white thing? That's a root. And then, of course, my spider plant has roots, and I forgot what they call this one. You guys leave a comment below and tell me what it is again. This one's got some roots coming out too on the sides. And so I just put it inside a little shot glass. Oh, and another thing, you don't have to use brooding powder hormone. What I did is I actually got my fish tank water, and it has the right type of bacteria in there. And I went ahead and used that type of water. You don't want to use chlorinated sink water because it's like bleach and water mixed together. Why would you want to do that to your plant? It's already been trimmed, so why shock it by putting bleach water in there? So I have these little guys together, and I didn't trim any of the flowers and the leaves, or excuse me, the leaves only. I didn't think it was necessary for a plant this size, and what I did is I just put it by the windowsill by my parrot's cage and just let it grow. It hasn't grown, it's just got roots. So in about a week the plant will start to grow. So I will next week put it into a pot of soil. I'm just going to use some Miracle-Gro soil, and then I'll show you guys how it looks if you guys want to see it. If not, I won't bother with it, but just thought I'd share. So I guess I'll see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you guys.